long speech, so you may want to sit down. So let me get back into
President mode.
So sadly, we all heard of this recently from some elected leaders here in Los Angeles, how it was just so disrespectful. CTA denounced those remarks immediately and joined with UTLA in calling for their resignations.
Only Monica resigned.
Let me say this
De Leon
loudly,
did it.
so that people
Yeah,
that may not be in this room but in City Hall or trolling our members in the darkest spaces on social media. CTA fights for immigrant rights and for DACA. We stand for Black Lives. Black Lives Matter. We stand against Asian hate. People fight for LGBTQ plus equality and inclusion so that every one of our students and educators have the overall sense of safety and support in our classrooms.
Gotta be slow. I'm just recording it.
We have zero tolerance for bullying and hassle and hate speech. Educators have been under attack for teaching the truth about history. Educators have been under attack for standing up for LGBTQ plus students. Banning books is even happening in California communities. These attacks are not random. They are a part of a broad, coordinated effort to undermine public education, to demoralize educators, and to impose extremist ideas in our schools. Some of the same groups that protested COVID safety measures are now promoting falsehoods with a narrative they call, and everyone knows this, critical race theory. And also about LGBTQ plus curriculum in schools. I say this is a coordinated effort because it is. Groups like the Proud Boys and other far-right groups have been recruiting and training people to run for school boards.
Oh yeah.
Because you know that is just
Well, it wasn't Delano, dude.
To other things.
Running for high school board.
Some of you have these candidates on your local ballots in the
Our
upcoming
signs say
election.
faith, family, and freedom, bro.
One or two of you
You know
may
that's
even
all.
be running against them
You know where that
in
goes.
your local school board race. It's another reason why strong organizing and this fall election are so important. I want to thank those of you in chapters where these kinds of attacks are happening for standing up for your colleagues and for your students, and most importantly, for the truth. We are not going to lie about American history. We are not going to push LGBTQ plus students and educators back in the closet.
Probably gonna get in trouble.
Deserves to learn in a safe, supportive environment and to learn the truth and not lies. So, while we have so many challenges, the good news is that we have the resources and the tools to meet them and to advance an agenda that supports students, support educators, and fulfill the promise of a quality public education for all. We are working throughout the state to transform neighborhood public schools that serve poor and marginalized communities to community schools. With this groundbreaking model, we can ensure that all students get the proper individualized attention and services they need to succeed and thrive. I hope you'll join me in being proud that California is now leading the nation in organizing community schools, and you know what? We're just getting started. I am extremely proud of the work we've done on teacher-led professional development through our instructional leadership core and through the Institute for Teaching. Proud of all the teacher-led virtual professional developments and CTA member and staff-led during the pandemic. You know what I love about us, about educators, about CTA? I love the fact that we are all different, that we come from different backgrounds, that we all have different political opinions. And in spite of these differences, we all share the same values of a strong public school and our dedication to our students. I believe that every CTA member has something to bring to the table and something to offer to make this union strong. That is why it continues to be important that CTA provides an inclusive space where every member's voice is heard. My election goals, again, 4.5 years ago, was based on those values. And we shall, and we will make progress and continue to do so. So again, I thank you, and I can't thank you enough. So, I'm such a kindergarten educator. I want you to give yourselves a round of applause.
Yes, your brain. Hey, doing Clay County, un aplauso.
So I'm going to tell you this right now, this is real talk. You're not getting rid of me just yet. I'm looking forward to working alongside all of you for the remainder of this year on behalf of our members and our students. But about that election that's going to happen in about 2 weeks. You should have all received your ballot by now, and I know, if you are a ballot, checker off and fill out like I am when I got it. I've already sent mine in.
Mine's already recorded.
So I know some of you have already done that too.
I'm doing mine tonight.
Mine's
But it's
already.
time to kick it into
Ya la
high
mandé,
gear
mine.
to win for our students and
I
our
got a
schools.
confirmation yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
It's time that we use our outside voices to alert everyone about those good propositions and also deceptive ones. It's time to urge their support for candidates who value education and agree that public education is the cornerstone of our democracy. Public education is always on the ballot because so much of what we do in our classrooms is decided not by us, but by politicians in our local communities, in our state houses, and Congress. We've worked so hard for so long to increase and protect, the funding and resources for our public schools and also our community colleges. Which is why we must vote no on Proposition 30. Proposition 30 is a blatant attempt by Lyft to get taxpayers to change all gas vehicles to electric, masquerading as a climate initiative, but don't let them deceive you, and don't let your families and friends be fooled. Lyft designed Prop 30 to circumvent the minimum school funding law that requires a portion of the state income tax to go to public education. When it's all added up, folks, that's about $40 billion siphoned away from our students,
There you go.
our public
That's why you vote
schools,
no.
and our community colleges. So when I say no on Prop 30, we have to be in unison. And we need to help set the record straight on this deceptive measure and Lyft's agenda. Lyft has spent more than $45 million already bankrolling Prop 30. We can't let it go unnoticed. All right. Who's excited about Prop 28?
Yeah.
Have broad support, and I think that's because people understand how important art and music are to our currently, 1 out of 5 California schools have a full-time art and music program. Proposition 28 will help turn that around. It won't raise taxes, and it will be the largest investment in the arts and music education in the country. We can lead this like we did for the community schools. So we're going to vote yes on Prop 28. CTA is also recommending a yes on Prop 1 because access to health care and reproductive freedom are the basic core rights that every woman and every person deserves. We also must re-elect Tony Thurman as our superintendent of public. That needs to be our top priority. He almost pulled it off in the primary, but there were so many candidates on the ballot that he's now in a runoff against Lance Christensen. Christensen is a pro-voucher, I like to hiss by the way, and
Pro-voucher
candidate who has railed against CTA, pushed the critical race theory narrative, attacked safety measures during the pandemic, and has been a paid consultant for a group of the 2020 election deniers. This guy has no place in our public schools and no place near our students. Tony Thurman has been a good friend to educators and to students. Over the past 2 years, he's helped close the digital divide, expand access to technology for the low-income students, and led efforts to hire 25,000 additional teachers, mental health professionals. So folks, let's re-elect Tony for SPI. And please don't forget that we have resources on the CTA website to share for all of CTA's recommendations. You get a digital toolkit and a lot more, so please make sure you go there. Now let's switch gears a little bit. For those of you who do not know this, this is Higher Ed Month, so I would like to give a shout out to our CTA members here in the when they get to college in order to prepare students for good paying jobs and to help them continue their education at state universities. So thank you, CCA. We see you and I see you.
You're not gonna do it? I'll drop it off. I'll put 2 in.
One of the biggest crises that we are in right now is an educator shortage. Last month, CTA and UCLA Center for the Transformation of Schools partnered to conduct a first-of-its-kind survey of more than 4,600 teachers in California. We found that while teachers enter the profession to help students and to make a difference, many teachers today are feeling acute levels of stress and are considering leaving the profession. The findings of this report, called Voices from the Classroom, Teaching in the Golden State, underscores the significant challenges to teacher retention and their recruitment, and also in preparation of aspiring teachers, and especially those of color. It was the first survey of its kind because we dug deep into communities of color, including Native Americans. Many educators are experiencing exhaustion, stress, and burnout. 4 in 10 teachers say they have explored leaving the classroom or the profession entirely. 1 in 5 say that they will likely leave the profession within the next 3 years.
Next 12.
Low pay and
12
burnout
more.
and stress are the top reasons teachers are saying that they are considering leaving. Why? Well, because of the political attacks of educators. The current climate and hostility towards educators and the attack on honesty in education are literally driving people out of the profession. That is exactly what they want. Pay is too low to afford the high cost of living in California. Educators struggle to find affordable housing where they teach. Just think about being able to live where you teach. My gosh, what a concept. They struggle to keep up with their basic living expenses, to provide childcare for their own children, or to save for a future. Teachers are paid less than their college-educated peers in other professions, a trend that keeps getting worse and widening. In fact, teachers earn 23% less than comparable college graduates. That's, you get 77 cents on the dollar when they get the whole dollar. Many teachers of color, especially black teachers, say that they have experienced discrimination and don't feel comfortable expressing themselves. LGBTQ plus teachers have also experienced discrimination at high rates. None of this is good news. So, what can we do about it? According to those surveys, some of the answers are simple. And it's what we fight for every day. Pay educators like the professionals we are. More support for students, additional counselors, and other support staff. Stronger discipline policies.
Oh, yeah.
More manageable workloads. We need to address all of these, and the way to do it is through good union organizing.
Yeah.
CTA Educator Pipeline and Support Work Group is meeting, and we'll be developing some concrete solutions. Because you can't have problems unless you can talk to people and tell them what the solutions are, folks. The Voices for the Classroom study is available on the CTA website along with a toolkit to help you share its message and findings as you compare to bargain. This is the first state council meeting since we rolled out the new CTA statewide organizing plan at the President's Conference. I want everyone here to really understand what an exciting opportunity this is to strengthen your local chapter, to build member engagement, and to really accomplish the things that our members say that are their priorities. There's no denying that good organizing is the difference between a strong contract and a weak one. One of the key components in the new organizing plan is school site visits, so chapter leaders can be in every work site connecting with members. Having those conversations with members is the key to member engagement, to member retention, and to truly hear and understand their concerns and priorities. The plan includes grant money to chapters for release time, for site visits, and for planning. We can make a difference and vastly improve conditions that are driving people away from the profession. But we can only do it. We can only do it, folks, if we organize. It is not going to happen by itself. Good organizing is also the key in building strong parent and community relationship. There's no reason why we should leave them in the lurch. The state's tremendous investment in community schools has opened new opportunities to build those stronger ties with parents and communities. CTA is building regional support teams, bringing leaders and staff together to do this critical work. Organizing our members and community is going to be critical as we fight the political attacks that are driving educators away. And as we stand up for honesty in education. We have additional state funding. We have a new organizing resource for CTA. And we have a plan to make your local chapters union strong. So I really can't see how we can't make that happen, folks. We have all the tools at our disposal. But it's going to be up to us to make it occur. But our greatest resource, I'm looking out at it, is each other. I want to thank each of you, my board members, our board members, as I call them mine. I'm very possessive at times. The managers and staff for all that we have accomplished over the past few years as we've navigated the uncertainty of COVID. While it seems like things are more or less back to normal, many, if not most of us, are still experiencing after effects in our own way. So, let's keep those ties and values that bind us together strong. Let us lift up and celebrate each one of us for who we are, knowing that we can do anything if we do it together. Hope is what got us through the darkest days, and hope for the future, for our students, and turning that into action will get us through to whatever lies ahead. I look so forward to continuing this work with you for the next few months. And I can't say this enough. I hope that you have an awesome first council back here at the Bonaventure in person.
Our first one back
So
in LA,
thank you
huh?
very much. Have a great council.
Our first one back in LA.
Let's get the work done.
It's our first state council back in LA.
That was good.